My wedding anniversary started with a text message. Not from my husband Leon, but from a woman I never met. It was a picture of her and Leon intertwined with a simple caption, "Happy anniversary." From his other woman. Just like that, my world shattered. The man I had loved for a decade, the man I was building a life with, was a complete stranger. I confronted him, the phone shaking in my hand. He didn't even try to deny it. He just stood there, expecting me to what? Forgive and forget? He actually said, "Vesta, it was just a mistake. It doesn't mean anything. I love you, you know that." His words were hollow, a pathetic attempt to patch up a wound he'd ripped open with a rusty knife. But in that moment, something inside me snapped. The Vesta who would cry and beg him to stay was gone. A new Vesta, a colder, more determined version, took her place. I looked him dead in the eye and said, "Get out." I want a divorce. The surprise on his face was almost comical. He thought I'd crumble, that my love for him would outweigh my self-respect. He was wrong. Leon had always been the breadwinner, a successful businessman who ran a thriving construction company. He thought he held all the cards, that I was just a simple housewife who couldn't survive without him. He underestimated me, and that was his biggest mistake. The divorce proceedings began, and Leon's arrogance was on full display. He offered me a ridiculously low settlement, thinking I'd be desperate enough to take it. He told his lawyer, loud enough for me to hear, "She has no idea how business works. She'll be back in a month, begging." That's when I decided I wasn't just going to leave him. I was going to beat him at his own game. For years, I'd been more than just a housewife. I'd handled the company's books, organized schedules, and even helped him draft proposals late into the night. I knew his business inside and out. While he was out with his mistake, I was the one keeping his empire running smoothly from the shadows. He just never bothered to notice. So I started my own company. It was terrifying. I poured every cent of my savings into it, hired a small, dedicated team, and started bidding on small projects. The first few months were brutal. I worked 18-hour days, fueled by coffee and a burning desire to prove him wrong. Every time I wanted to give up, I'd remember the smug look on his face, and it would reignite my fire. Slowly but surely, things started to turn around. My reputation for quality work and reliability grew. I was landing bigger and bigger contracts. Meanwhile, Leon's business started to falter. Without me there to manage the details, projects were delayed, clients were unhappy, and his costs spiraled out of control. His other woman was great for a good time, but she didn't know the first thing about running a multi-million-dollar company. The real turning point came when a massive city development project was announced. It was the biggest contract in a decade, a project that could make or break any company. Both Leon's company and mine were in the final running. He was confident he would win. He even called me the night before the decision was announced. "Vesta, just drop out," he said, his voice dripping with condescension. "You can't handle this. Come work for me again. I'll even give you a raise." I just laughed. "We'll see tomorrow, Leon," I said and hung up. The next day, in the City Hall conference room, the air was thick with tension. Leon sat across from me, a smug grin plastered on his face. When the council announced the winner, his smile vanished. It was me. My company had won the contract. The room erupted in applause, but the only thing I could see was the look of utter shock and disbelief on Leon's face. It was the moment I had worked so hard for. Not just winning the contract, but seeing him realize that I was not the weak, dependent woman he thought I was. His downfall was swift after that. Losing the project was the final nail in his company's coffin. He had to declare bankruptcy. I heard he moved into a small apartment, the lavish lifestyle he cherished gone in a puff of smoke. His mistress left him the moment the money dried up, proving what I knew all along. Their connection was as shallow as his apologies. One day, months later, I ran into him at a coffee shop. He looked tired and defeated. He approached me, looking like a shadow of his former self. "Vesta," he started. "I was a fool. I lost everything. I lost you. He asked if there was any chance for us. I looked at him, not with anger, but with a strange sense of pity. Leon, I said calmly, you didn't just lose me. You threw me away. And in doing so, you gave me the chance to find myself. I built a new life from the ashes of the one you burned down. A life that is all mine. And for that, in a strange way, I should almost thank you. He had nothing to say to that. I walked away, leaving him standing there with his coffee and his regrets. It wasn't about revenge. It was about justice. It was about a woman who refused to be a victim of her circumstances. My story isn't about a broken heart. It's about the strength it takes to pick up the pieces and build an empire. He thought I would forgive him, but karma, as it turns out, had a much better plan. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Remember, your toughest times can often lead to your greatest triumphs. Never let anyone dim your light. See you in the next video.